It's 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. Thursday, the 12th of March, AD 2026, okay? And you are welcome to call in if you're watching live, or if you are free and able to call and have the hankering to call Hake, H-A-K-E, okay? Between the hours of 9 a.m. Pacific time and 11 a.m. Pacific time, well, really 9:55 is when I end the stream on the dot. Okay, so call before. Did I say 9:55? 10:55, whatever. A.M. Pacific daylight saving time we're in now, or savings if you prefer. I'm live on pill.net. I mean, well, yeah, pill.net, I think, yeah. As well as punchy.tv. Hello to Jim in Alaska. And other platforms, of course. YouTube is the main one where people watch. Hello to Kill the Ego. Jim in Alaska. Kevin H. Hake thinks nukes are real and we live on a spinning ball. I pronounced it bail. It's the English pronunciation, or was. Bail. Bail. But yeah, ball, whatever. B-A-A-L. No, but the ball on which we reside is B-A-L-L. It's a big, beautiful ball. Maybe slightly lopsided. They say it's sort of oblong a little bit. Slightly egg-shaped, but not full-blown egg-shaped. Pretty sure. Yes, I do. Tennis shoe. And live, of course, on Rumble. Hello to Jules, Twerky, Pastor Chatelet. He rated the stream over on there on that. And that's cool. Live on Facebook and X. People are calling in. I will get to your calls, okay? And you can super chat as well. I do believe I may have been, I wasn't able to get to all of your super chats. That was kind of bad. It wasn't ideal. Look at that. So let me bring in these. If I'm bringing over my website here, thehakereport.com, news, quote unquote, from a Christian, quote unquote, alpha male viewpoint, asterisk, no endorsement implied. Info may be false. So beware, be red square. Look, there's the crow thing. Over here, there were multiple super chats that I didn't read. And I would like to read a few of them, okay? And then I'll get started with the show. It's just not right not getting to the super chats, you know? It isn't. Huh. That's odd. Did he double coffee me? Or am I confused? I don't know if I should do this. I thought that there was a popcorn one that, there was a popcorn one that I hadn't fully played. Let's play this clip of Trump. Okay? This is from Popcorn's Thump Cake. He sent this. It's a clip of Trump making a campaign promise during the campaign, as if Trump supported him. Okay.
Pennsylvania.
Okay, you hear that? It's plenty loud, right?
An energy supplier to the entire...
Here, let me do it.
We will make Pennsylvania an energy supplier to the entire world, and I will cut your energy prices in half, 50%, 50, within 12 months of taking office.
Nice.
Your prices will be cut in half. We will make Pennsylvania an...
Nice. So that's what he claimed at some rally within 12 months of taking office, and it's 14 months or 13 or 14 months or something like that, almost approaching. There was a lot of talk about affordability and bringing prices down during the 2024 election. As with most campaign cycles, says Popcorn, candidates get out on the trail and talk potential supporters about they're not potential supporters, they're already supporters. If you're at a Trump rally and those people cheering, there's maybe a few or a potential. Anyway, what they plan to do in hopes of getting their vote. Great White Hope made very specific, detailed statements about what he would accomplish with respect to energy prices for the people at a rally in PA. Short clip, and I shared it with you just now. Let's say there were voters who heard him say that. Let's say, right? Imagine. And went and, wow, my energy bill is $250 a month. It's going to come down to $125 a month. That sounds great. They look at where we are today, more than a year after he took office, when he said 12 months, within 12 months, and they go, my energy bill hasn't been cut in half, not even close. As a practical matter, were they lied to? Should they view it as betrayal? An honest effort they can point to? Any honest effort they can point to? Lied to? I guess, if you want. Yeah, sure. Should they view it as betrayal? No. Any honest effort they can point to? Trump did say it's drill, baby, drill. I believe they've tried to start drilling. So I think that there's some honest effort there. That's because there's really nothing to interpret when someone says they're going to cut something in half. The math is easy, so is the timeline. People scraping by, according to Popcorn. Whose fault is that? When they hear things like that, they believe it and it doesn't come to fruition. The disappointment, if there is any, would be understandable when they put pen to paper and believe they'd be saving a certain amount of money. Gas prices, same story. Well, that's why you take everything with a grain of salt. I take everything Trump says with a grain of salt because he doesn't know the future. He doesn't know what all is going to be happening. How should they process that? Don't be so selfish, is what I would say. You don't vote for somebody based on whether they're going to save you money. You vote for them whether you think that they're good for the country. You should be good for yourself and save your own money. Keep extending the wait and see timeline. Yeah, wait and see. I would continue to wait and see rather than judge and mess like that. Anybody judging Trump about, oh, my pocketbook, that's retarded. Sorry, kids. Don't say retarded. This isn't a gotcha on the Great White Hope. Just wondering if it's a cautionary tale on making specific and direct promises to people. Nah, I mean, I don't. You're the first person I've heard about this specific thing. And you're not even a Trump supporter, Popcorn, to my knowledge. So I don't think that normal people are concerned about it. Maybe there's a few normal people out there who are like, Trump is not doing great. But most of the time when they say that, they're listening to somebody else. And they're just living in their imaginations. You know, I saw somebody share on IG. I have IG friends. And sometimes I've been going on IG a little bit. And I saw one of my old friends, or my brother's friend, or whatever, share something about, Iran threatens a drone strike on California. And he's like, they said he was going to be the president of peace. And Iran hasn't done any drone strike. When they do, if and when they do, then you can complain a little. But he is the president of peace. Thank you, Popcorn, there. All right, so I will get to I will get started with the show and to your calls. Popcorn, energy prices, promise, not fruition, lie, we'll call it. All right. Cesar, Cesar, sup, Hake? I'd like to pose a question not only to you, Hake, but to Mark, Alan, and Hayden. No Y in Hayden. Cesar, question. Similar question. I asked Mark yesterday, but a bit more specific and also a what if. Don't do a what if, Cesar. Oh, boy. That's trouble. Question, let's say Jesus was black. How about let's not, Cesar? I'm talking African descent black. Black is the ace of spades. Would you bow down to him? Question mark, question mark, question mark. If you remember, Hake, please ask the callers that I brought up in trying to conduct an analysis. Be safe, everybody. Thumbs up, celebration hands. It's sort of a demonic question, Caesar. I think this demon you got a monkey on your back, Caesar. Anyway. Nice. Living in the imagination. But you are a regular supporter. I shall ask. Okay, to me. So to me, no, because this would be a false Jesus. Or I don't know, because it's not reality. How about that? Because don't play with what ifs. Thank you, Cesar or Caesar. Alas, I do have a black Jesus or black brother of Jesus who is my boss, so I don't bow. But I do heed for my job, and I do much appreciate as a voice from God, direct from God. Nice. Thank you, Caesar or Cesar. Okay, so Eric. Oh, would you bow to African Jesus? What if? So it's almost perverted. But anyway, Eric H5. If you sound like those you surround yourself, it's not you speaking, says Eric. Wow, interesting. If you can't stop thinking, it's not you thinking. Thoughts are created by everything you believe. Society is absorbing beliefs fed to them through media. Whoever controls the narrative controls the mind. Whoever owns the media owns the mind. AI controls the media. AI controls the machine. Jews control AI, the fallen state, mental illness, physical illness, societal retrograde, LGBTQIA+. Nice. Impressive that he had all of that correct. Moral decay, feminism, war. He says abortion. The Jews did it. Shout out. They will be resented for their leading role, but we are not resentful people. We love our enemies. Thank you, Eric, if we love anybody. Hake's theory, says Eric. Okay, so Eric, AI, and Hake's theory. Hake's theory, says Eric, the Matrix expanded sex and porn to calm men down. Make them more, not morally straight, but also like women, and supposedly peaceful, but it didn't really work. And he shares timestamp 1:43:30. Let's see. Question T equals 1 hour 43 minutes 30 S, or should it be an ampersand? Let's find out. No. And T question mark equals 1 hour 43 M 30 S. Here, let me just copy paste. Copy at least that much. No. I'm doing a on-air experiment. Question T equals had this crack epidemic, murders went through the roof. I have this conspiracy theory that they expanded the S, having sex and pornography and stuff like that, in order to calm the guys down, because I heard that that when you are not participating in that stuff, you are angrier and more you have more of your energy and life in you, and when you're not expending your life, through that energy sex stuff. And so that was my idea. And so he says sex hasn't expanded. Men are having less sex and women having more. That's why schmornography, I say it. He said the PORN word. Expanded. Society raises men to do what's best for others, selfless. Society raises women to do what's best for them, selfish. Feminism excuses women's, and yet they're told that they do selfless things. that they serve and all that stuff. But and then they claim that they're such servants and stuff like that. And sometimes they portray themselves and act as servants, but it's an act. Feminism back to his super chat. Feminism excuses women's selfish behaviors. Now they use their sexuality not to attract a husband, but to attract attention, resources, and entertainment. Men are abandoned from appropriate marriage partners until women calm down. This leaves them simply out of luck. Don't say this SOL thing, kids, because some people interpret it wrongly as the SH blank blank out of luck. But I read G.I. Joe comic books, and they said SOOL, simply out of luck. But SOL. Nice. There's the anger in men is from being abandoned by women. So they turn to drugs, alcohol, and schmornography to pacify the anger. Men use drugs, alcohol, and schmornography as a substitute for the excitement of a woman. Drugs, alcohol, schmorn, symptom of male weakness, not the cause. Indeed, indeed. The weakening of men is the result of women's selfish choices. Men aren't subject to women because they're into drugs, alcohol, and schmorn. Men are into drugs, alcohol, and schmorn because they're subject to women. The masculinization of women causes feminization of men. Women dictate the direction society moves. Women must be protected from themselves to protect society. When virtuous women don't exist, society falls into degeneracy, the fallen state. Thank you, Eric H., who also says women sleep with who they want, whom men sleep with whom they can. It's a big blind spot for the male ego. If you wanted her to be married to her, if you wanted her, you'd be married to her. You're sleeping with her out of desperation. The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation, is a quote I've heard. Would a man seek out drugs, alcohol, and schmornography if he had a desire for desirable wife and family? Or why would a man seek out those things? If he had a desirable wife and family, men sacrifice, women subjugate. Thank you, Eric. Maine, oh Maine, says, what's this guy's name? At this point, just call him Mike. When I receive my pay, I always withdraw my money. I always leave like $40, buckaroos, to buy Super Chat and to pay my assurance bills. Don't know what assurance bills are, because I'm not Canadian. I bought too much Super Chat and forgot about my assurance. What a mess. Laughing face with tears coming out. Well, sir, let me know if you want me to refund you or anything. That's funny. Or else I'm just going to keep it. Funny. Forgot to pay assurance. That's funny. Eric with yet another. Andrew Tate said, a competitor of mine, 99% of the world's problems would be solved if women went through life with their body count on their forehead. That's the truth. It's a huge mistake that this statement isn't taken seriously. How often does someone offer a simple, specific solution to solve 99% of the world's problems? Never. Obviously, women are unlikely to put numbers on their forehead, but the point remains, if society implemented a method of holding women accountable for their behavior, they would preserve virtue on their own. There's no need to force women to do anything if what they do is public record. Why? Men value beauty, purity, fertility. Women who can prove their purity and fertility will outcompete women who have more beauty. That will cause all women to disassociate with promiscuous women, creating a shift in the collective consciousness. It doesn't matter if the Jews own everything. If they can't demoralize women, the demoralization of women is the common denominator in all the societal dysfunction. Where am I wrong? If I'm wrong anywhere here, please point out where, because it seems to me that any other discussion is futile. Thank you, Eric. I shall have to ponder and let you know, Sweet. And yet more from Cesar or Cesar, but I'll get to that later, y'all. You know? I don't know why it's triple clicking. I'm only just that's ridiculous. Anyway, y'all, we have to get started here. It's 20 minutes, more than 20 minutes in, and we haven't even started yet. But I needed to get to those super chats. I was remiss. I have callers to get to. Tate solution, by the way. And there were some priority callers actually, to which to get. So anyway, y'all, 21 minutes in nearly. Shall we? Just get right on with the crow again.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake report.
Raven.
The Hake report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake report. The Hake report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake report.
Will you look at that?
Hake report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake report. The Hake report. La la la.
So, how y'all doing? I'm fine. Look at those surfers. Yes, I am wearing a nice color. Cesar or Cesar. He stated over here, nice shirt color. It reminds me of something, but I can't put my finger on it. Is it the secret of the ooze? Is it Turtles 2? Does it remind you of Turtles 2? The secret of the ooze? Sup, Hake, I'll be busy later today and will unfortunately miss the last hour and 20 minutes of your show. I will podcast that a bit later. Have a great day, everybody. Strong Dominican arm. Ugh. Mike O'Hearn, who? Said Hake. More like Hake O'Hearn. All right, so I just said his last name and then I said who. Larry H., who thinks a copy of 9/11 happens? Okay, so I think it's Cesar, by the way. Cesar shirt. It's my Knowledge is Poison t-shirt, by the way. Larry H. with the super chat here says, and then I'll get to your calls, right? Copy of 9/11 happens when we blame Iran. Oh, man, stop trying to predict the future, you know? Do me a favor. Stop it. You know, I don't blame you, sir. Out there. They closed the door on me, by the way. And I don't mind. I don't blame you, sir, honestly. But I might do something since you did that. I might turn on a fan over here. Just so it doesn't get hot in here. Okay. And you guys like this. Echoes in the keys, right? Don't you? So I'll be right back. Yeah, privacy, whatever. Leave me alone. What's this thing? You know what? I'm going to go over here and go to the Hake report. I haven't logged into Suno in a while, so they're trying to get me to do stuff that I don't really want to do. Let's hope that this works and doesn't skip. Because when I click on this stuff, it skips. What? That's not right. Whatever. Be right back, y'all. All right, so the real track. Estamos en el Norte. Version 3. Instrumental. Isn't that nice? It's AI. All right. Okay, that's enough of you. Well, thank you guys for bearing with me through that. I turned on the fan for myself. Okay, so appreciate the patience here. Haven't played that AI music in a while. Good morning, Ponto King. Nice to see you, sir. That was a quick break there. Predicting 9/11 style, quote unquote, Iran attack. Lord have mercy. Eric, you got, or whatever, Larry, calm yourself. Estamos en el Norte, which is to say, Azatlan. I gotta get to Jeff in Louisiana over here. Lord have mercy. Here's me. Jeff, hang on. Thank you for calling, sir, and holding. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
Doing fine, thank you.
Man, I'll just make it short of this Iran deal. If you want to see why we're at war with Iran, go to YouTube, and I recommend you watch it. Type in Trump, Iran, 1980. I don't know if you've ever watched it before, but there's an interview with Trump in 1980 about Iran.
Yeah.
And it's a good interview, but if you go to 1.7 mark is when he mentions Iran.
Yep.
And it's a really good interview because it's exactly what I kind of been speculating on. It's about showing our power and America's power, about being respected.
Nice.
It's a real good interview.
Yeah, I think that was during the, I think I did see that. I think JLP may have played it.
Yeah, it's Iran hostage crisis.
Yeah, that's right.
He is 34 years old, so that's 46 years ago, and he predicted this.
Yeah. Right on.
Anyway, man, I know you kind of like getting sorry, so I won't hold you up. You have a great day.
You as well, sir. Appreciate you, man. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye. Hey, he said bye. I hung up, and we didn't hear a click. I want to get to, I'm going to try William 7 right now, actually. You know, sometimes he has to pull over and get to a spot. William 7, are you there, and are you good to go? How you doing?
I'm here, Hake, and I did just pull over.
Nice.
And so
it's not on
perfect timing.
And it's not on the highway where a cop is going to be like, you should pull off the highway.
No.
Nice.
So those
whatever. I don't know what that
facts
means.
you were listing off about the pornography, very interesting. It sounds like you're describing, you know, they say when the man doesn't have the S, that he gets angry and all that.
Right.
And I don't know if you were a Star Trek fan back in the day, but there was this episode where Spock, you know, he was emotionless, but if he didn't do the S every 7 years, he would go crazy. Do you remember that episode, or were you not a fan?
I wasn't a fanatic. I enjoyed it when it was on, when I was allowed to watch it a little bit. Star Trek, I think it was The Next Generation is the one that I saw. The one with with that bald guy.
Picard.
Yeah, Captain Picard. So that's funny. I wasn't aware of that. He had to have the S every 7 years, otherwise he would get ticked.
He got pissed, just like the Pope.
That's
Maybe
funny.
that's why the Pope gets ticked. Maybe that's why the Pope gets ticked.
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
So I grew up watching, because you're a little bit younger than me, I grew up watching the Kirk, the original William Shatner. And I just saw a new billboard the other day, just drove by it yesterday on the freeways in Northern California, and it had the current Bill Shatner saying, just said, "Go boldly," with a globe in the background. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
I don't know what it was for, but it just said "Go boldly." Is all it said.
Yeah, I know that's like pass it on. Something about they try to pass on things that they think are good values.
Sure.
Yeah, I've seen that. Lord.
So anyway, I wanted to touch base first, and I'm not at all trying to be facetious or not even corrective in nature, but
Okay.
I believe William III mentioned that we did not go to the Gulf War was not a war, but it was an operation. So I would like to, I don't know if it's corrective, but the beginning of the Gulf War, which I participated in, had 2 phases. The buildup was Desert Shield, and then the actual war was called Operation Desert Storm. And I don't know if you're old enough, but I remember as a young man and a soldier, actually for the first time ever, they actually televised after we were done. The Schwarzkopf was on the news, and as well as Colin Powell, and they described how they went in and swept and made a rapid end to the war. I forget if it was a 21-day or a 96-hour. It was a record in the fastest and quickest military offensive operation, the invasion part. And I don't know if you guys remember, but the people we went after, they were surrendering to supposedly CNN reporters with cameras, and it was on camera. I don't know if you guys remember that.
No.
But then after that 2-phase operation, then we went into Southern Watch, which is what I participated in as well. And so that was a war, but they were defined by operations. In other words, what the objective was to liberate Kuwait, which is what that was all about, because that was before 9/11. So I just want to that was my 2 cents in on that subject.
Yeah.
And
there was somebody asked Trump about that as well. Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
Well, Hussein supposedly said that we better not go to war with them because remember he said that it would be the mother of all wars. That was supposedly a quote by Hussein, even though I don't know if I heard him directly say it, but supposedly he said just because we were a big nation and America that we better not go up against them because it would be the mother of all wars. And then it turned out to be you could say a nothing burger, perhaps, if any of that was true. So there's that. So go ahead with it, and then I'm going to touch on something else.
Well, Trump called it an excursion. I don't know if you heard about that one. He called it. Here, let me see if I can pull this up and play it. If it'll play fast. Come on.
Snap your W-2, file your taxes
Boomer stuff. What were you saying right just now?
Oh, I was going to say an excursion is something that it's a side thing, and it's usually something quick. In the Gulf War, it was very fast. It was the quickest in history.
I see.
But at least
let me play this.
I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's the definition of an excursion or not.
Let me play this. He says it's a war. He says it's an excursion. What is it?
Speaking there in Ohio. Let's dip in here.
Here's Trump.
Appreciation is great. When you're expensing, everyone loves it. And we did a little excursion. We had to take this little few weeks of excursion, but it's been incredible. Our military is unbelievable, the job they're doing. I would say, to put it mildly, way ahead of schedule. We've knocked out their Navy, their military in all forms. We've knocked out just about everything there is, including their leadership. Twice. We knocked out twice their leadership. And now they have a new group coming up. Let's see what happens to them. But 47 bad years we suffered with them, not only us, the rest of the world. And we're doing our job. So we had to take an excursion. But it's doing well. The market's holding up well. I figured we'd be hit a little bit, but we were hit probably less than I thought, and we'll be back on track in a pretty short while. Prices are coming down very substantially. Oil will be coming down. That's just a matter of war. That happens you can almost predict it. I would say it went up a little bit less than we thought. It's going to come down more than anybody understands. Do you have any questions, Peter?
Yes. You just said it is a little excursion, and you said it is a war. So which one is it?
Well, it's both. It's both. It's an excursion that will keep us out of a war, and the war is going to be. For them, it's a war. For us, it's turned out to be easier than we thought. But think of it, they had thousands of missiles, 8,000 missiles. We got many of them before they got to launch. They have drones all over the place. We got many. Now we're knocking out the drone plants, as you know, going fast. They started talking about mines, so we hit 28 mine ships as of this moment, 28. Whoa. Like using the same weapon, the exact same weapon that we use against the drug dealers in the water. We have, as an example, we had tremendous drugs pouring in through the waters, through the sea. And now we have almost none. It's down 97% through water.
Oh, are you talking to me right now there, William?
Yeah.
Seven? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So so this sounds like, and I misunderstood your original. It sounds like they're talking to Trump about the current operations going on that he's doing in Iran.
Right.
And so I think that journalist is talking in the dark. He doesn't know. He has no knowledge. So when he says that, is it a war or an excursion? Well, first, to know the English language. We're at war. And so we're going to war. And when you go and you proceed in the real world with anything, not just war, but even a relationship, well, if you're present, you come across things that you didn't expect.
Right.
And so you might have to do a thing, this or that, and you call that an excursion because it was something you had to do because you didn't realize upon your first objective that you would have to take the sidetrack, but you have to stay on track and to accomplish your goal.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that reporter had he's in the dark. And so, and it sounds like Trump easily handled it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So, good. Excellent. And so my last thing, I was just wanting to talk about this whole black and white Jesus.
Right on.
If it's black or white,
what about?
I don't know. I remember that.
And
that
what
Michael
about
Jackson song? It doesn't matter if it's black or white, man. Because I would bow down. Well, I wouldn't bow down to any man, but Jesus said to bow down and worship God only. So I'm not going to bow down to Jesus. I don't think he ever said bow to him. In fact, he just said, do as I commanded, which was in the Gospels. But what if Jesus isn't black or white? What if he's actually rainbow color? What if he's rainbow?
Don't say rainbow. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember? Think about it. Jesus is a light, right?
Yes.
He's the true light of all men.
Right.
So what happens when you put light through a prism? What does it turn into?
It becomes a rainbow, all the colors.
Exactly. And if you remember the Wizard of Oz, that horse of a different color, it went through all the rainbow colors. Do you remember the Wizard of Oz?
I remember the Wizard of Oz, but I don't remember that scene specifically, at least not front of mind.
We had to, so we watched it every year. My mom, for whatever reason, wanted to watch Wizard of Oz. And so there was a horse that went through the land of Oz when they got all done up in the land of Oz with the wizard. They were getting ready to go see the wizard. And he turned out to be, this guy, but they were scared because of all of the tricks and the pyrotechnics. But the horse basically changed color in real time in that movie, and it was pretty cool. Nice. It was. It went from red, orange,
I can vaguely picture something like that.
Some people didn't catch it, maybe because maybe they weren't present when they watched the movie. But if you go back and watch it, that horse changes color throughout the scene, and maybe you wouldn't catch it. So the colors maybe represent the emotions, and since Jesus conquered those, maybe he's red sometimes when he's angry in the temple. He's jealous, green with envy, because he sees us being deceived by Satan and not believing in God. Maybe he's sad. Maybe he can't be sick, so he can't be yellow.
So Oh,
So
I thought
anyway,
yellow was.
those are the-
I thought yellow was a coward, or
he was
Asian.
Well, I don't know.
Yellow.
If he was a coward.
Wong.
You're right, huh? Well, again, we might be mixing in Western modern vernacular versus old vernacular.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we're talking about 2,000, 3,000 years ago. But yeah. So anyway, so my question is, Mark, would you bow down to a rainbow Jesus? Now, so the only reason why I say that, and I'm just joking, Mark. Don't get too upset. But the scriptures do point out that after he was crucified, he walked with two of the disciples on the road to Emmaus, and they didn't even realize he was Jesus until he went inside and broke bread, and then they realized it was him.
Yeah.
So what happened that they didn't recognize him? Was maybe did he go from black to white, or white to brown, or brown to black, or did he change his appearance? We don't know. It doesn't say why, but if they didn't recognize him, that would have to be a physical reason why they didn't recognize him. I wouldn't say a spiritual. So there's that.
Thank you, sir.
You know, I don't know. All right, I'm out. Peace out. Shout out to Alan and William number 3.
Oh, you know what? Anthony in SoCal
May.
wants to ask you a question. Do you have time to talk about Jesus?
I sure do. He's my Coptic Christian brother, right? The guy. I think I talked to him
Anthony in SoCal, our Coptic Christian brother. How you doing, sir?
Hey,
go ahead.
Hey guys, am I coming through okay?
You are.
Nice. Hey William, I was going to ask you. So, why wouldn't you bow to Jesus out of curiosity?
Oh, because he didn't. He said to bow and worship God only.
Where does he say that?
Many places.
Well,
and since you're asking me, I mean, I'm driving. I'm pulled over, and I was getting ready to. I got to get going, but I will gladly call in again with those scriptures. But I've read the New Testament many times, especially the Gospels. So if you're telling me you're unfamiliar with that, then I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, well, I was just curious. Do you honor the Father?
Well, it's Googleable, so I know because I've never been good at memorizing.
No problem, William.
Chapter and verse.
He asked you,
But it's in there.
Quickly, do you honor the Father?
I honor the Father by honoring the message of his Son, Jesus Christ, in all that he commanded. Yes.
Okay. And so do you honor the Son the same way you honor the Father?
To honor, yes, but not worship. You do not worship the creation. You worship the Creator.
Last time we talked, I thought we said that Jesus was uncreated, and then you mentioned that
and you said I did backflips, but I don't know what backflips. Backflips are hard and usually don't have no. If you're going to use that as an analogy, you have to put it in context. Why would anybody need to do backflips? But
wait,
but no,
what do you mean?
You might be remembering. You might be remembering incorrectly.
He doesn't. It doesn't sound like William agrees that he had agreed previously to say that Jesus was uncreated.
Oh, I see.
Then you said that he recalls you saying that he was doing backflips to say that Jesus was created or something like that, or not God or something.
Oh, it's not God himself. Yeah, God is spirit, not flesh.
Right. Interesting. So, I remember you said that, like, I mentioned that Jesus was uncreated, and you said, well, we're all uncreated.
So if you're talking about the spirit, okay, so maybe we should delineate between, because remember, even in the scripture you tried to quote, it said, even when Jesus became flesh and dwelt among us. In other words, you become something you weren't that. But that's why I'm wanting to delineate between the flesh and the spirit, because remember, our battle is in the spirit and not of flesh. So maybe I wasn't exactly as distinct in that, but I will try to. Hopefully I made that more clear. And if not, then maybe I'll just write a book about it.
So anyway, so when it says when the Bible says every knee will bow, is that everyone except you?
No, sir. Every knee will bow to the Lord, but that I don't say that means worship. Worship is something you want to immolate, to obey, and to do without question. And because Jesus was the mouthpiece of God himself, unfiltered, unadulterated, none of his own will, but that of the Father, the opposite of Satan. That's why I bow. That's why, and that, remember, is in the end, when all things come to an end, when God's done striving with evil. Jesus. I would bow to, when it's all said and done, because, but right now, remember, he's on the throne right now, supposedly, next to God at the right hand, right? Yes, Jesus is. So, so when I'm before the throne, at the white throne judgment, yes, every knee will bow.
And what if he was black? Would you bow?
What if he's black, will I? Is that what you said?
If he was black, would you bow?
I'm joking, William. You know, I honestly think that's a liberal question. It's kind of like...
I don't think it matters. If you turn out to be blue, like in that movie, I guess I'd bow to that, or maybe that's the... what's that one religion? The Hindus. I think their god's blue, Vishnu or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the reverse. It's almost, Hake, I was going to say, it's like the same kind of questioning if it's on the same lines of, like, what if George Floyd was white? If the roles were reversed, would you still choke? Or, like, would you still put his knee on him type of thing? It's like...
right.
The fact that we're arguing about it proves that we're in the flesh and not in the dark. Spirit. We're talking about flesh.
What a mess.
Yeah, or in the dark.
I don't think we're arguing. I'm just asking questions. That's all.
Well, there's debate, not you and me. I'm talking about what was going on.
The black and white,
yesterday.
Black, white, and all of Jesus.
Right, and then the super chats. That's what I'm referring to, not you and me. You are at definitely a higher level, my friend, and I appreciate that.
I thought it was just like one of the liberal callers calling in, trying to like.
Is a black Hebrew Israelite, and he's which is kind of
liberal Israelite. Wait, what?
A black Hebrew Israelite. I don't think of him as a liberal, but he is sort of liberal in that he believes the communist lines about America was built on slavery and genocide and oppresses the black people or oppressed the black people in the past, or
I will
dumb
say
stuff
this,
like that.
guys.
So it is liberal in that sense.
Nobody goes into slavery except they put themselves there, and I don't care in what capacity, in any way.
Yeah.
The Hebrew Israelites put themselves because they wanted comfort. The blacks put themselves. Even I put myself in slavery when I spend beyond my means and I charge up a credit card, and if I want to pay it off, I'm enslaved to working, and I'm in debt because I was weak in a moment in a part of my life. So it doesn't really matter. We put ourselves in slavery. I don't care. That's what I've seen to be true in all 60 years of my life and my 14 years in the military service, no matter what country I went to. South Korea, those late girls put themselves in those predicaments where they had to work off a bar tab. They were juicy girls, and they put themselves in that predicament. We all put ourselves in a predicament. So with that, I got to go.
Thank you, sir.
You said, and this is Rob?
No, Anthony in SoCal. Not to be
Anthony.
confused.
Hey, good.
Not to be confused with Rob in NorCal.
No, Rob would be closer, but Anthony is my Coptic brother. I was saying that a Coptic church opened up near me, but it's been 4 months now and no activity. I don't know why there's a sign there.
It's a front. It's a.
I guess
it's a.
Well, I called the number on the
money
sign,
laundering.
and it's a New York number. It's a New York number, and and no one ever answered back.
Well, what's interesting, William, is I took the liberty to look up all the Coptic churches in Northern California, and none of them had a listed New York number online. So maybe you're at like and I'm not really familiar with churches that post their number outside. Typically, you go on their website and you look at the schedule, and then you go in.
It used to be a break off of the Seventh-day Adventist Church that I attended briefly just to check it out, and they lost the lease. And then before I knew it, it said Coptic Church. I'll take a photo and share it with Hake, and maybe he can put it, with it. I'll share it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you're really interested, you could probably go online to the website. But when I went online, I checked all the churches in Northern California. And I cross-referenced some of the New York area code just for you. I didn't find anything. They were all Northern California area codes, so I'm not sure what place you're at.
Thank you, William. Appreciate it, sir.
All right. Peace out, guys. Shout out to Mays and Wells.
Yes,
Shout out.
indeed. Bye. All right. Shout out, Anthony. Thank you, man. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, appreciate your time, Hake. Take care, guys.
All right. Take care. William III, California. How you doing, William III? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's William up here in the Bay, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe like San Jose area, something like that. Not to dox.
Yeah, South Bay. Yeah, that's all right. No, South Bay. I'm in the valley right over from him. Yeah.
I think we have a South Bay over here and but that means like El Segundo or something, or El Segundo if you're white,
right,
or black,
right.
I left my wallet in El Segundo, said the rap song.
Yeah, Fred Sanford used to reference El Segundo a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, Red Fox. He just died. Damien, the one that played Lamont on Sanford and Son.
Really? Dang.
Yeah, he died like last month.
Oh.
So did Robert. Wait a minute. So did Robert, the actor, the Italian guy, liberal.
Oh, it sounds familiar.
Duvall or what? Who just died? Damien and Robert died. Both those actors.
Yeah, Robert Duvall, legendary actor, died February 15th, and Demond died in end of January 2026. Robert Duvall was 95 years old. I didn't know he was liberal. I imagine that they tend to be. Wow.
Oh, definitely.
The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, Lonesome Dove, Mockingbird, To Kill a Mockingbird. He was Boo Radley. I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of good movies. Yeah. But, William, and on the title War, Conflict, or Excursion, whatever the right title it is what it is. We don't need to get stuck on the title. Oh, he was wrong. No. How about this? Iran is still getting mopped over there.
Right.
So I'm really impressed. Listening to your competitor last night, Jesse's friend,
nice.
Mr. Elder. Larry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, he tends not to play a lot like we do over here.
True.
And he went over the accomplishments, and it was just hilarious of all of the things that Trump has accomplished.
I've heard him do that, and it is quite impressive.
Golly, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Man, Who was in the super chat talking about their heating or their energy bill hasn't?
That was popcorn. That was popcorn trolling. He was like, "Oh, should people feel betrayed? Is that a lie? Should he not have made promises that he couldn't keep?" Stuff like that.
Oh, where does he live?
Because supposedly he promised. I played a clip earlier.
Where does he live?
I shall not dox where he lives.
He's in Canada.
I think he's in America. Popcorn, I don't believe he's Canadian.
Okay.
He's American.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of Canadians calling.
I know, it's hard to keep track.
But if he does live in Canada, your energy wasn't supposed to go down because he said ours, not yours.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know, whatever, I think that's a lot of Trump hating is what that is.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just hoping that he fails.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's weak. That's silly. That's sissy-like. Because even though I didn't like the man, like Bill Clinton, what I'd be thinking when it come to these people? Man, they're like in their 90s, man. Leave them alone. Let them be.
all of this soap opera stuff they keep going with them back and forth. You know, Hillary is, wasn't she acting up in the chambers the other day? She was pissed off. You know,
she was ticked. It seemed like two bad apples fighting each other. You know how these female politicians get, and they're talking about Epstein. Give me a break. Let the man rest in peace.
Stop talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
Golly, you sound like freaks, really.
Yep, totally. I'm with you, man.
You have thirst. You have a thirst.
Yeah.
It's like, golly, get a life. You got something to do.
For sure.
God. But yeah. So yesterday, I guess you've seen that the mine laying boats were being attacked. We were yesterday during the show.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and I heard it was 16, and then Trump said in that clip that I played during William 7 that it was 28. He says 28 ships been struck.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It was 28. But yeah, was William? He knows. I mean, wasn't he? William was in the Marine Corps, wasn't he?
Something to that effect. I don't remember exactly.
He knows that they can. He knows this too. They can title any operation they have any kind of way they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can call it whatever they want. Conflict, excursion, war. We do know that he's in the window right now with not having to get permission from Congress right now because he got the War Powers Act right now. So he can just do what he wants to do until he, backs off and say, hey, let me see what Congress is talking about. But I know he wants that Hormuz Strait. I know he wants it.
That's important.
And yeah, well, I heard, what's his name? Pete? What's his name? Department of War. Yeah. He said that the Navy has put a triangle, a death triangle. One at the Suez, and one carrier at the Suez, one carrier at the Hormuz Strait, and another carrier in the Persian Gulf. And they said that way, when they shoot, they don't shoot in one direction. It's three directions, and it's a triangle of a kill box. And so some of the stuff that you were showing yesterday was from that.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah. The school thing. Let's talk about the school thing.
School? Did you say?
The school that got hit by the missile.
Oh, yeah. Where a bunch of kids, according to reports, got killed in Iran. Yeah, and it was a strike that purportedly they believe it was American because they were Tomahawk missiles, according to video. And
they sell them too.
It may have been. It may have been based on obsolete intelligence, according to AP.
Yeah, that's what I heard it was when it happened. They mistaked it for a barrack or something else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it was a base right next door, right?
Some kind of a military facility. They mistaked it for something, and I doubt if the United States would ever shoot a children's facility.
You're right.
Purpose.
Did they strike the school, or did they strike next to the school?
I don't think it was a direct hit, but it was enough to kill. So.
And according to Zenny, he said that they struck again 40 minutes later. But again, all this is, fog of war stuff. You don't know what the truth is.
I can really, to tell you the truth, you haven't even thought about how many children died in Germany.
Oh, wow. Good point. A lot of civilians.
You haven't thought about how many children died in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't thought about how many children died in Nagasaki.
Yeah. And
Pearl
Hiroshima.
Harbor, Vietnam.
Yep.
I don't know where
Gaza.
This little
it happens everywhere, and then people bring up the children to pull on people's emotions because people are not moral. They're emotional.
Well, the person that would bring that up is trying to reach for emotion.
Yep, exactly.
Because the bottom line is you leave the job for the professionals. Like William just got off the phone. He'd know more than we would know, wouldn't he?
Right.
So what would Zenny know?
Nothing. Zenny doesn't know anything.
Really, no, without joking around. I'm not attacking.
No. I'm only half kidding. I'm only half kidding. He is
as men,
Right, he doesn't
What
know
do you
much.
think he knows?
He doesn't know what he thinks he knows.
Because the thing about it is, I don't know where this. I told Derek, I said, "Dude, what is wrong with you guys these days? What? Why do you guys think that your generation and your lifetime you shouldn't see a conflict or a war or nothing? No war.
Right,
You know how gay that sounds? No war. That sounds gay. You have a country because of war, dummy.
Right.
Why do they think their generation shouldn't have a conflict? I mean, I don't want to see people kill either. But the thing is, James, do you think me and you can stop it? And did you ever think about the fact that when they get in these conflicts, it's usually for something that's usually above me and your pay grade?
Right, yeah.
They
And
ever stop
sometimes
to think
it's
about that?
sometimes it's stuff that I wouldn't agree with, or sometimes it's stuff that I would.
Same here.
Yeah.
But what could I really do about it other than a vote?
And if anybody's going to get us into a war, whom I trust, it would be Trump.
Oh, it definitely would be Donald J. Trump.
I wouldn't trust anybody else to go into war.
The Teflon,
more than Trump.
Yeah. And Reagan, now he had a chance to do it when it first started jumping off with this regime, but he just backed off and got the hostages back and said, you know what, the hell with it. Let's get MTV off the ground in the 80s and let's get America's economy back together and recover from Jimmy Carter and those Democrats.
Yeah.
And so Reagan just came back home and let it go. But if you see, it's still going on today. So Reagan would have been another one that would have did it, but he actually just didn't for some reason.
Interesting.
Which I'm sure there was a good reason why he didn't. It's probably because we had just left Vietnam and he didn't want to get in a dragged out conflict. I think that's what it really was, because we could have beat Iran anytime we needed to, but they closed their country off to beat their women and mistreat their children and mistreat people, their citizens. And they want this regime gone too. And the new leader's he's going to get killed. His wife and kid got killed.
Wow. What
Trump
a mess, man.
Trump is no joke.
That's actually
kind
of
kill you.
Well, I'll tell you what. That's pretty good propaganda on the part of Iranians.
CNN has got a lot of nerves. They're actually there. They won't let nobody else go there, but they're there and they're going to perfect. They're going to perfect places, talking about look how the Iranians are handling things. Everything's normal. Nothing's normal.
You know more about CNN than I do.
It looks like a construction site, dude. Come on. But anyway, I'll let you get some calls. We've been on a little bit, so I'm gonna talk to you later. If I don't talk to you Friday, or I'll hit you Monday next week or whatever. Man, everybody have a good one.
You too. Take care.
All right. Hey, it's time for the Christian the Don and Big Bone.
I agree, sir. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
All right. Before I get to your calls, Thor Mode 9 says all 5 Iran school photos are obviously fake. Here, let me ask far left Uncle Google. Okay, so see what happens. Several fact-checking organizations and experts confirm that multiple viral images and video clips purportedly showing a strike on Iranian girls' school are indeed AI-generated fakes. Whoa. Oh, well, I disclaimed his comment regardless. Funeral prayers. 97% probability of being AI. Really? This is Google AI. Now, AI may be false as well. That's so funny. Interesting. So are you telling me that Iran is not as good of propagandists as Hamas? Because Hamas had you guys fooled. Oh, Israel is killing kids. I mean, I'm sure that kids are getting killed in Israel, in Gaza. But anyway, over here, I got to get to popcorn. Oh, sorry, guys. I don't mean to laugh. It's not a laughing matter. It's fake school photos. Iran school photos? Exclamation mark. Popcorn with his follow-up coffee. Thank you, Popcorn. I typically vote for candidates based on the things that they say they will do with respect to the things I believe are important, either personally or for the country. As an example, when Kamala Harris proposed up to $25,000 in down payment support for first-time homebuyers, being in the market for a home at the time. That sounded good to me, says Popcorn. She didn't win. I still purchased a home last year. Right on, Popcorn. The Great White Hope campaigned on no taxes on tips, overtime, Social Security. So for people who rely heavily on those things, that might have influenced them to support him. I would support those things, and I don't rely on any of those things, but I would support those things. Anyway, your recommendation of taking everything you hear candidates say with a grain of salt might actually be good advice. Yeah, you know, he's talked about the wall. We're going to build a wall. I took it with a grain of salt because God knows what type of opposition he'll run into, and God knows the opposition he ran into. But he built the wall overall. Doing so could result in better critical thinking. Yeah, as you're more likely to pause and evaluate what you're being told and making more informed decisions. Yeah, let it go in one ear and out the other. How likely is this to happen? What's the mechanism by which it could happen? Does this make any sense? We may be on the same page here. Sounds like it, Popcorn, with slight exceptions. If you're not expecting a candidate to deliver on any of the things that they promise on the campaign trail, grain of salt, how do you, Hake, typically decide on who to vote for or whom to wish to vote or something like that? Personality? Party? What's your measuring stick? Well, for Trump, what convinced me was his realness. And part of what convinced me of his realness was there's no WH in was when he said, for example, they're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some I assume are good people, shining a light on immigration like no other candidate really has. They've talked about it, they've done lip service, but he really made it quite central after reading beautiful Ann Coulter's book, Adios America, which I sometimes say Adios America at the end of my show. And I didn't even read her book, but Trump did, according to him and her. And it made me realize, you know, that all of these other things, abortion, so-called same-sex marriage, all the insanity that the Democrats are pushing and the Republicans are falling for too, all of those are irrelevant because they just keep on bringing in people who will be useful idiot voters, you know? For whatever reason, all the immigrant people and the children of their immigrants, even worse, my friends, many of them immigrants or illegals or children of immigrants or children of illegals or whatever, or refugees, children of refugees, they end up falling for the liberal stuff, even the normal ones who aren't even into politics and who are relatively manly and relatively responsible. They end up supporting whatever's popular, Obama, the gay agenda eventually even, which sounds ridiculous because they weren't falling for it when they were kids. So Trump he proved himself to be different from the rest, vastly head and shoulders above the rest. He was a man among boys on that stage, even with Ted Cruz. He called him Lion Ted, and I didn't get it. I didn't necessarily think of Ted as a liar, but Ted did come off as a phony politician next to Trump, a real person, genuine. And he never backed down from any of the controversial claims that he made about rapists. Somebody's doing the raping, he said. And even in office, he continued. Charlottesville, where the whites gathered and had their Unite the Right rally. And Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and others attacked them, and some of them attacked back, and some of them attacked in anticipation of attack because they were being attacked. And he said, what about the alt-left? There was violence on many sides, and there's very fine people on both sides of this. What, you're going to take down George Washington because he was a slave owner, and honest Abe Lincoln and stuff? So he was speaking on stuff that normal people like me, if you will, if you think I'm normal at all, care about. The tearing down of these monuments, and there are fine people on both sides. I guess it's very gracious to consider Antifa and Black Lives Matter suckers, you know, very fine people potentially, or people who support the tearing down of these Confederate monuments. But I consider you a fine person, Popcorn. You know, you're a Christian fellow. You're my Christian brother. And Ronnie, I don't know where Ronnie stands on tearing down of these monuments, but you guys are very fine people. So there's very fine people on both sides of that argument about tearing down the monuments or not tearing them down. So that is, I guess you could chalk that up to personality or character, and then competence, man. He's just competent. Because there's guys like my chat and my callers and me who we think we're so based, not like these phony politicians in office, but we don't face the pressures that they face. And then we cave to our little pressures in life and temptations and different things. So Trump is tried. He's true. And he's consistent about what he's about. So he's truly our greatest president. And I don't have to pick a second place. I don't have to know about any of the others because he's so different. Thank you, Popcorn. Hopefully that answered your question. Very fun. And then the things that he says he's for, I'm for those things too. I don't necessarily expect them to take place, and that's not why I voted for him, but it's partly, he has the right, they show he has the right principles. I got to get to a beautiful, lovely, my favorite caller and yours, Maze, out of the sundown town of Dayton, Ohio. How you doing, Maze?
Hello, James. How are you today?
Fine. How are you?
I'm okay. I like William number 6. I mean, not I like him, but what he had to bring today.
William 7?
Huh?
William 7?
7, yes.
Yeah.
He understands, but y'all don't get it. You think it's all about Caucasians, but it's not.
Rainbow
the
Jesus.
is like him, yellow, and all the different colors in his fight. So whatever you choose, but then y'all can't, the Catholic people bow down to a man, don't they? The priest, the Pope, don't they?
Oh, some of them do, yeah. That's why we don't really support Catholics here in America too much, but a little bit.
Well, I like to hear people that bring something that you can think about and look at and know and been there. If you haven't been there and did it, don't speak because you have no clue.
Well, I like to speak anyway, but
not his speak. He's trying to tell you something and you're not listening. It's going over your head because the one that was talking to him, he don't have a clue about what's going on in this world.
Who, Anthony?
No, the guy that was talking to William number 7. Yeah,
Anthony from SoCal was talking to William
he don't
7.
Have a clue. He think everything's supposed to be looking like him.
No,
because
Anthony is a Coptic Christian from Egypt.
I don't care where he's from, Egypt.
And why do you think that the Coptic Christian Anthony thinks that everybody should look like him?
I mean, that's what he said. Everything should look like him.
No, he didn't.
Everything's got to be.
What do you mean by look like him? You mean like think like him and believe like him about Jesus and stuff?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. It was something that he said when he was talking to William number 7. So do you think you should bow down to somebody that don't look like you? No, you can't. Because you come to Santa Claus, you get mad with people that don't have one of Santa Claus that look like them. Why can't people have Santa Claus that look like them? What's wrong with them?
They can, but what's wrong with them that they need Santa to look like them?
They got to have a mermaid to look a certain way. So that's what the problem is. And y'all haven't figured it out yet?
But what's wrong with them that they need their mermaid to look black?
Why everything got to look like CWP?
Because that's what it is. That's what they are.
Really, in your mind it is, no. Because I said go to
the Little Mermaid is an historical figure, and she's redheaded, and her name is Ariel.
The way I answer to you is when your spirit is gone, go to the morgue and ask them what color you are when your spirit is gone. And you don't look like yourself. You look like something different.
But when my spirit is gone, I'm no longer my body.
Your spirit is taken away from your body. Y'all think about body. You're not thinking about the spirit.
Right.
So when I say Santa Claus, that's why Alan couldn't thinking it was a catch-2. It wasn't a catch-2. It was just a plain question that could have been answered. unless you stuck in it. But
you don't know what would be the case if something that's not the case were the case. That's a what if. You never know what the truth is going to be.
I also have something I want you to give for Mark, and I want you to let Mark hear it, because I like you can find stuff and see stuff and hear it at the horse's mouth. When Mark Levin and Trump was having a conversation, I want you to pull it up and let Mark hear it, that Trump is the first Jewish president. And he was sitting there with him, hugging each other. So Mark can see it, and I want him to see it and give me an explanation of what he think about that. And you too.
Well, Mark may be familiar with that because Mark believes that Trump is controlled, but he will never stop supporting him anyway.
That's what I'm saying. So, how do he feel about that? Since he got a feeling about everything else, y'all gonna be.
He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it, but he supports him anyway.
That's what. So, and that's his business, because he do. But you got to hate people and say somebody. Don't nobody hate Trump, and you love everything he do. That's on you. But it had nothing to do with hate.
Okay, so I'm gonna refresh this. You want me to play? You want me to play this right now, Maze?
Yes, I want you to play it so Mark can give me, since he loves to come on here with all that rhetoric he has on every day.
Rhetoric.
And let
Just
Rick,
a black word. Okay,
Rick
here
loves
it
him
comes.
so much. Rick,
here it comes,
yeah.
Maze.
Okay,
Hold on,
I'm
let me
listening.
He loves Israel too. It's true. 2 seconds. 6 years ago, I was up here, and I said, "This is our first Jewish president." It's true. Now he's the first Jewish president to serve 2 not consecutive presidencies. We thank you for everything.
That's right. Bad things happened on the second one. Namely, the election was rigged. And we found out, and you see that happening.
I disclaim.
And you are the greatest president.
Yeah. Hey, Mark Levin, Hake listener confirmed you are the greatest president. Wow.
He said you were the first Jewish president. You trying to play a...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I said, you were trying to play a game. So Mark heard that. I want him to hear it. I don't want it to come from me. I like for you to have the source. Some people don't have no source. They just be on here babbling and running their mouth and don't have no clue what they're talking about. But we himself know what he's talking about. Somebody never been on a battlefield, seen one, made a plan for one, don't have a clue.
Yeah.
So to sit and watch people die for no reason.
I have a super chat, Maze, that I'd like you to hear. Larry H.
We got president. You got president here and one over there too. So how you feel about it, James?
I love it.
Oh, I know you do.
You're right, because I love the Jews and I love Jews who love Trump.
I'm not talking about no Jews, so you got it wrong. I say, how do you feel about one person? I ain't asking you nothing about no Jews. Him being a dual presidency. That's what we got now.
What, the president of Israel and America?
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
To you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for that.
But it's nice. No, and guess what? I'm not upset with you about that. That's your thought and the way you think.
Trump is president of the world, if you think about it.
But the world is screwed up, and there's storms is coming.
I know, but he's helping the world not get unscrewed.
But James, you see these storms that came? Don't they look like a battle zone too to you? Just like the one of them, they using bombs and everything. But nature is tearing up some stuff too.
Yeah, it is happening.
Yeah. Wonder why?
Doesn't it always happen, Mace?
So when you pick up your phone, or you try to do your bills, and they had a cyber attack on you, they didn't have to send a bomb to you or nothing to destroy you. What you gonna do?
I won't like that.
I know you won't. So this is what we looking at, cause you don't understand. But you're always in here with the CWP-ness. It's not about you. You're not important, and you got to do whatever everybody else do. You did it first.
Can I help being a CWP, Caucasian white person?
Whatever you want to call it. It's not about. You're
the one who called it that.
It's not about you looking at all the other groups. But I don't do nothing. I'm just gonna look at them as if they're nothing. But we're the biggest thing that is on the planet. I don't think so. It's got to be shared, and if it don't be shared, you see what's going on in those countries. They're gonna get together one day, and your power is gone. Because one superpower cannot upstand the other powers all together. And that's what we're looking at, and that's what's being caused. So now y'all can't even walk around. You got to be scared everywhere you go.
Well, I mean, that's been the case for decades.
But you always want to run back to Obama, Biden, Clinton, and the left and the right, the left and the right. And you lose your friends over stupidity.
Right.
Or you got a friend that's a Democrat or a Republican. You ain't got to do your friendship because y'all don't agree.
I agree.
But that's what I hear.
It happens.
Well,
I've done it.
So y'all need to grow up and grow a spine. And Stepin Fetchit, ask Rick what that means, and he can tell you. Y'all can learn a whole lot from William number 7.
You can't say that.
Yes, you can.
How do you spell? How do you spell?
Coming on here with thinking about their skin color. We're not trying to start no wars. We do not start wars. And then gonna say how you gonna have mercy on somebody just seeing them blowing bombs and all over the place? And you sitting in every day watching the TV, mesmerized by it.
Right.
That's the way you're mesmerized when black people commit crimes, and you don't act like you didn't commit anything. Very same thing. You mesmerize back. But we don't commit crimes. You're losing your country, and lost your soul because you don't understand and see what's going on. Hate me or not, I do not care. I don't like what I got to say. That's not my problem either. But Alan, you still got something to think about because I think you wouldn't sleep on that one.
Okay, Stepin Fetchit.
I told you, yes, Rick. That's who he is.
He was an historical figure, the first black actor to have a successful film career. Stepin Fetchit, 1902 to 1984. Lincoln Theodore Monroe Andrew Perry, 5 names. Wow. Better known by his stage name Stepin Fetchit, an American vaudevillain, comedian, and film actor of Jamaican and Bahamian descent. Considered to be the first black actor to have a successful film career, and you guys use it for a slur against black people who love white people. And
it's not a,
what?
And before I leave, see, I'm not selfish. Before I leave, James,
I
want to tell you like this. How do I say this? You wake up in the morning to daylight. You go to bed at night to darkness. So we have light, night, and day. And then you have you and all those that think that everything got to be white to be right. But in God's sight, red, yellow, black, and brown, we're all precious in his sight. But to man, it's not.
No, it's red and yellow, black and white. They're all precious in his sight. How come you left out white? You said brown.
Red, yellow, black, and white. You missed it.
Right.
We're all precious in his sight.
That's
so
right.
We're not in your sight. We're in his sight. So we don't worry about what you think about us.
Nice.
That's the ones that think that they're so...
If you guys don't worry about what we think of you, then how come you get all up in arms when we say the N-word?
I didn't need to tell you. If nobody tells you, you're going to still walk around here like rabbits, like rabbit brains, thinking that you're right. So if nobody never explain it to you and tell you the truth. I know the truth hurts, but that's just how it goes. And James, if you didn't have, before you had AI, what did you have?
Google. And then we had, before Google, I had a whole library of, it was a big old encyclopedia with multiple volumes or whatever.
Oh, the encyclopedia is gone. You run to AI, and then you run to Google. Just because you changed the name of it and put it in a different way, don't mean the definition is still the same.
Nice.
When Mark come on here with his rhetoric, screaming all of that stuff he be screaming, the definition is still the same. But when you hear the word racist, it didn't come from the people that call you, because more y'all call out racist than anybody hollering the word racist, like that's supposed to mean something. That's your definition of what y'all used to call yourself. And it's not going to change regardless of how you put it, or how you turn it around. So you have a good one.
Oh, Maze, I have a super chat for you before you go.
Okay,
let me read this from Larry H. Trump saved us twice from having two women presidents. Did
he really?
Yep, he did indeed. Because he won and didn't let
Hillary
win.
I don't think he won. I don't think he won nothing because interfering in elections is not against the law. So he interfered in elections. When you interfere in something to make sure you won, of course you're going to say that you did.
Oh, so do you think Trump interfered with his own election?
You know he interfered.
How so?
If he was down in Georgia asking for how many votes?
No, that was to save us from Biden, but he failed to save us from Biden.
It's to save you from what you're looking at now. And you
Biden, I'm happy that Biden. I'm happy for Biden that he won. The poor old man.
Seems like Biden's still walking around.
He's our second greatest president.
Because I'm saying, like, he's standing up talking about something that had nothing to do with your everyday life, and y'all stick around here just like when Jim Jones took them people to Guyana. That's what I'm looking at.
Maze, are you happy for us though that Trump saved us from Hillary and Kamala?
He ain't saved me from nothing.
No, but he saved me and Larry.
Oh well, if you're happy, good for you. I'm happy for you if you're happy that he saved you from. But your gas prices and all of that you were crying about.
I never cry about gas prices.
You never cried about the gas prices.
I have never done that. I don't know anything about gas prices. I know that they affect the cost of everything, But I don't cry about that stuff. I don't
Oh, you
understand
cried
it.
about food prices and gas
I've never
prices?
cried about food prices, at
I'll
least
get
not on my
amnesia.
show, I don't think.
You get amnesia when you want to.
Huh?
But it's time to wake up and stop being childish and foolish.
Yeah, I agree.
Because when I heard the man say the FBI going, some of my drones coming to California, I'm like, I didn't know that was an FBI job. I thought it was a military job to report stuff.
Oh, no, the FBI is supposed to warn us about terror attacks.
Really?
Yeah, not the military.
And the one that's sitting there is warning you, really?
Huh? Who?
And the one that's sitting there going to be warning you with his ass going two different ways.
Who's wall-eyed? Are you talking about Kash Patel?
Tell lying ass when they going two different, like all over the place. you can't tell a liar then, but you can look at a liar when you see one when you look at the ass.
That's
and they
funny.
sitting there. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he does have wide eyes. Let's see.
What?
You're saying his eyes he's cross-eyed or something?
I don't know what's going on with him.
You guys are messed up.
And then I'm saying all of this money that's being spent, nobody's saying nothing. You're just spending, pulling money out of your pocket left and right, and don't care. But you think it's a great thing. When you paying taxes for a woman to be on a plane with a bed in it.
Maze, you're so you're
And you ain't say nothing about it?
Huh?
You ain't say nothing about this woman that just got fired having a plane with a bed in it. And why would she have a plane with a bed in it?
I'm not familiar.
On your tax dollars, but you're worried about your tax dollars about something that makes
Are you
no sense.
referring to our beautiful former DHS secretary?
Whatever she
Kristi
was.
Noem?
Why was she spending all that money? See, I listen to the Congress. I don't listen to these people coming to tell me what they said. If you listen to what had been said, you'll catch it. But you got to get it
Well,
secondhand.
don't worry, Maze. Trump saved us from Kristi Noem as well. She got
Oh, really?
reassigned to some new
He's going to
position.
save you from a whole lot of embarrassment, too, because we just sitting back and watching and listening.
Nice.
Yep. So, y'all have a good one. I
You
like
as
to
well.
share. Not selfish like other people are. Got to take all day, and because somebody got so many minutes, they need that amount of time. I don't need it. So, y'all have a good one.
You too, Maze. Take care. Bye. Chris, as of early March 2026, our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, per Google AI, which may not be true, and it looks like they're referencing Al Jazeera. Sounds like a terrorist propaganda outlet. Shout out, Al Jazeera. I like you. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem reassigned to serve as, quote, special envoy for the Shield of the Americas, unquote. A new Western Hemisphere. Get that, flat earthers? Hemisphere, half sphere. Security initiative. Replacing her as DHS chief with Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne, all one word, or all one name word, Mullen. Noem, Kristi that is the first cabinet member to depart in Trump's second term following intense congressional grilling. So the Shield of the Americas, she'll be special envoy for that. So she'll look out for North America, South America, Central America, Greenland. That's basically the same thing as North Dakota or South Dakota, whatever she was. Well, thank you, Maze. That's the story on Kristi Noem reassigned. Let me talk with ARDENE out of Colorado. Oh, ARDENE. Not there. She hung up on me. Happy Women's History Month. Let me talk with Ryan out of Illinois on the line here. Ryan.
What's going on, Hake?
Hey.
Hey, man, my bad. I'm doing my little normal duties as an American citizen, which means AKA working.
Right on.
But
much respect,
I just wanted
sir.
to let you know that a lot of your colors are straight
fake.
Pussies. They're weakest. All right.
They're weak. They're
they're
weak as
women.
heck.
They're pussies. They're
Whoa,
weak,
you can't
they're
say
women.
that. Hey, I got to put you on hold there for a second and have Derek tell you not to cuss. The P word is don't be cussing. I'm going to give him one chance, maybe. I don't know if I should give him any chances. Guys, make sure you tune in to American Anchor Baby, all right? So let's see. We had no ARDENE. The Anchor Baby is coming up. ARDENE, Colorado, not there. Ryan out of Illinois, cussing. About my callers. Check out Anchor Baby. Let me type this in there for you guys. Nick. Make him put on hold, and maybe he can get to a quieter place as well. What's up, Ponto King? Ponto King. I'm doing some shout-outs as well. DC Comics had colors for the emotional spectrum. Green is willpower. Yellow is fear. Thank you, sir. Blue is hope. Red is rage. Orange is greed. Huh. Green usually meant greed or envy, as in money. But with this DC Comics thing, orange was greed. Interesting. I like it. Sapphire is, think of orange. McDonald's uses orange colors and others use warm colors, orange, yellow, red, to make you hungrier. Okay, so sapphire is love. Sapphire is sort of pinkish, I guess. I'm not sure. Black is death. White is light. Thank you, Ponto King, and good morning to you over there on the please put ARDENE and Maze on the phone together on the Facebook crew. And what's up, Man from Red Earth, also known as Adam O'Graphy. Hopefully I'm not butchering his name. Probably am. What's up, Lalo? You guys over there. I do have a super chat from Popcorn to get to. And tomorrow is allegedly chest day. I'll believe it when I see it. What's up, Old Saucy? Holly R, Jules V, Buddy 1205, White Man 14. No wonder Kash Patel didn't see anything in the Epstein files. It says White Man 14 because he's cross-eyed. It took Maze to point it out. I kind of knew what she was talking about, but I said wall-eyed. Wall-eyed is when your eyes go toward both walls. All right. Well, thank you guys. So Anchor Baby, shout outs. Did I paste the Anchor Baby thing? I want to pin it so that you guys can see it. Yep. I'll paste that over here and pin the message over on the Rumble and YouTube crew. Because he is indeed scheduled. And let me get back to Ryan with one more chance. He means well for sure. He just gets loosey-goosey.
My bad. I mean well, hey, man,
Yeah.
my bad, bro.
I know, I get it. Thank you, sir.
No, look, I was just doing my little, citizen duties as an American.
That's cool. I like it.
I got a question for you.
All right.
I know that all your callers seems to be angry at something in their life, right? And if we supposed to all be God-fearing people or people that believe in God or Jesus or whatever it is that you want to give your trust into, shouldn't we all have a communication aspect that is more welcoming than detouring? Because it seems like every time I listen to your show lately, everybody complaining, they mad, they talking about the blacks, they talking about the whites, they talking about Iran. I'm gonna tell y'all something. God don't make mistakes, right? We all believe in God, right? So he don't make mistakes, right?
Yeah.
So why are we all complaining and why are we all bickering at one another? And we should just be giving our trust to God and let God do what God gonna do. But it seems like everybody is so afraid and all in their feelings that they just want to blame everybody and blame, the blacks are the reason why this is. Come on, man, let's stop it with that. Because we ain't even black, to be honest. We're melanated people. That's what we are. There is no country named black. We never came from a country called black. We are melanated.
Actually, sir, there are countries that are called black. Maybe not in the English language. They're not black, but there's some countries that mean black. I'm
exactly
sure.
my point. Exactly my point. But you know what I mean. Like, there's no country called white. So wherever you white people came from, where y'all country at? Because y'all ain't come from America. Where your country at, white man? Yeah, exactly. You stole it. Everything y'all got, y'all stole from melanated people. Whether it's the light melanated, the dark melanated, or the half.
Oh, hold on. Let me interrupt you, sir. Sir, hold on. Just because of the phone breaking up, I think if I talk over you a bit and then I let you talk again,
you good.
it may fix itself. So we stole the land from the light melanated people, the dark melanated people, and continue.
Yeah, you stole land from the dark ones, the light ones, and then y'all call it y'all own, and then y'all make it seem like we came here unwelcomed. Like, bro, are we gonna be serious about what reality really is, bro? We know how America came to be. We know that this is a corporation. We know that this is all about slavery, no matter what color you is, because I'm not stupid to history. I know everybody has been slaves at one point in time. The whites, well, not the whites, we call them the Irish. And, you know, I don't want to say white or black no more, because that's starting to piss me off, because there ain't no white people and there ain't no black folks. We all got a history that we come from. But what has happened in America is they've erased where you came from, and they just gave you a title to run with that makes you feel special and welcome in a certain organization that makes everything okay, even when you do wrong. Do you think that's right, or do you think that's just me just going off the deep end? But I think that's right, because I don't think that you people know where y'all come from. And if y'all do know where y'all come from, then y'all know the truth. And if y'all know the truth, then y'all know that y'all did wrong. Y'all know that y'all stole, and y'all know that y'all don't belong here. So this war that we got going on with Iran, not to skip, but I'm just going to skip.
Okay.
This war with Iran, who cares? I don't care if they kill every Iran baby. I don't care if they kill every Israeli baby. You know what I care about? My kids in America. I'm so tired of America always fighting with people who don't got our interests at hand. And I don't care what country it may be. And I like Trump, but I think Trump dropped the ball on this one. I think Trump moved too fast. He was listening to his military people who probably wanted this because something is in their best interest, money-wise, maybe. I don't know. But at the end of the day, the American people are always the one who suffer when we make these decisions. And nobody hears us out, whether it's a Donald Trump or a Barack Obama, or if they would have let the cackling Kamala Harris in, it probably would have been worse. But who knows? Right?
You said cackling Kamala Harris.
Yeah, she's a joke.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, when is the American people interest is going to be put first? You know what I'm saying? I understand that everybody talking about, oh, this school got bombed with 100 and some kids, bro. I was going to say, forget them kids. Mm-hmm. You understand me?
Yeah.
Because guess what? But I don't like saying the word black. Militant people of this country has been murdered, killed, pillaged, raped for centuries. So why do I gotta have a tear come down my eye over somebody who don't even care about America anyway?
That's true. People dying all the time. Justly and unjustly.
Iranian. I've never seen an Iranian or Israeli fighting for black people rights. Have you?
I don't know.
You don't know because you never seen it. Now let me ask you another because you never seen it. Now let me ask you another question.
All right.
If you were an Iranian, would you be for the war or would you be against the war?
It depends where I live. If I'm in the strike zone, I would be against it. If I'm safe, I would be like, maybe this could be a good result. A lot of times war doesn't end with good results, but maybe this
sure.
one will. I don't know. So if I'm looking like I'm gonna survive, then I'll be like, go Trump, do what you got to do.
So pretty much you a play-to-play guy. Like you a pay-to-play. Like as long as you don't get harmed.
Right. In America, we're quite comfortable usually. For the most part, we don't get.
Right.
We only get homegrown terror attacks from children of immigrants. Children of refugees.
So do you agree with me when I say that some of the American people are soft? Because we sit here crying about people in the country who really don't care about our country, but yet y'all crying because they babies dying and they babies starving. But if you take a walk down Philadelphia, Chicago, Milwaukee, a lot of places that I can't even name, you'll see the same thing. I don't see nobody crying for us. I don't see nobody talking about our government is making our taxes high. I don't see nobody fighting for us. So we over here in America, we arguing about the wrong thing instead of coming together. Mark, all the other your callers who keep crying about racism and blacks and this, and whites this, and all that, man, shut up, punk. Why don't you do something to help your people? We are all Americans here. We all got the same red blood, and we all got a body that we call AKA a vessel. Once we leave it, we're done. But what are you doing while you're here? Stop complaining and do something. Why don't your callers try doing something like that? Do you think that they're capable of doing anything like that? Or do you think that this whole show that you got going on is just to let people vent about things that they can't even change? They just want to be over here to just have content. Or is your show really about people learning knowledge and figuring out a way to change things? Because every time I listen to your show, I'll be just like, damn, is Hake gonna say something great today? And nope, it's the same old mess. You got everybody mad. Oh, the blacks did this yesterday. 3 people got shot. Bro, we can say the same thing about every single race. How about we come together and figure out how to fix this? Because what's about to happen is we're all gonna die. When we all die, then what? It's just a waste of human intellect. How about we come together and make a smart decision about how to fix these things? Hey, you got a lot of power, more power than you probably know you got. But I don't think you want to use it in a way that you should use it. I know you are not all the way racist because I know you're a white man, but I know you got some discriminative features in your traits. I get that. And I'm okay with that, right?
Right.
Because I do as well. But what I'm saying, I know you got a good heart as a man, and you don't want to see your fellow brother get killed, do you? Whether it's brown skin, white skin, mixed skin, right? You don't want to see that happen, right?
Nah, usually not.
You want everybody to be together, right?
Yep, at least
no?
the people of goodwill, if you will. I
You
have
know how you get goodwill, Hake?
How?
You get goodwill by displaying goodwill.
Nice.
If we laugh with one another, there's no reason for us to frown. If we make jokes with one another, there's no reason to be serious. If we work together, there's no reason for us to be lazy. You understand what I'm trying to say? Or nah? Am I a little bit too deep for you?
I feel like I get your sentiment. I feel like I catch your drift.
Catch my drift.
Yeah.
You know, I like to call in and talk crazy every now and then. But you know what? I think this is getting out of hand, bro. I love white people. I love Mexicans. I love what y'all call the blacks. I love the Puerto Ricans. I love the Mexicans. I love everybody, right? Why can't we just figure out how to make this world a peaceful place where we all can just have a nice house, have some green grass, have a fence, have a dog, and die when we're supposed to.
How about a dog house?
Let's stop killing each other. You know what I mean? Nah, stop that. We don't want no dog house. Sometimes we're going to end up in a dog house when we cheat on our wives. But
dang. Wow. Well, we won't bring
that up.
But
no, hey, I know you are, what, don't want to dox you, but I know you like, what, 40, 39 years old, white male?
44, I believe.
44. Okay, so
Going
you're
on
older than what I thought you
45 if I make it.
You're going on 45. Is there any inkling in your body that makes you wake up in the morning and be like, hey, I want to have a family. Like, I want a kid that I can take care of, or a wife that I can kiss at night, and a family that I can take care of and give my last name and go to work and work hard for them so they don't got to struggle. Do you ever think about that? Or
some of those things, but
not something.
Definitely not all of those. I don't think in that level of detail, but I sometimes think I'd like some of those things.
Do you go after those things, or are you one of those guys that just listen to Jesse and just think they're just supposed to appear when God wants them to?
I tend just to not really pursue too much.
Well, can I tell you something, young 44-year-old man?
Yes, sir.
I've definitely seen you on video. You're not an ugly white man. I've seen some ugly white dudes. So you can get you a girl, right? You can have a wife, you can have kids and have a family and still be Hake. You understand what I'm saying?
True.
I think if you was to do that, I think you would have a whole totally different outlook on life, especially when it comes to the race of people that you're not normally used to dealing with. Because when you have kids, guess what you got to do? You got to drop your white daughter off at schools that the black kids go to or the melanated kids go to.
Wow.
You got to drop your kids off at
Cancel
the same
those
school
words.
as the Mexicans, as the Iranians, as the, you know what I'm saying?
I do, but hopefully I don't have to do those things.
Oh my God, bro.
I get your drift though, man. I gotta wrap up, sir.
No, you good, Hank. I just want to call today with a more calmer tone. I ain't on no mess, but
sounds good.
Yeah, man, let's think about helping each other, man. Don't you love me, brother?
I have one
love
super
you,
chat for you though, before you go.
But do you love me, brother? Do you love me, brother?
Yes. If I love anyone, I love Ryan from Illinois.
That's my man.
And,
go ahead with the super chat.
All right. So, super chat from Birdie Bound Brian. Why don't blacks ever mention what happens at the beginning of the day?
And what does he mean by that?
You know how you guys always say black people always talk about the end of the day, at the end of the day this, at the end of the day that. What about the beginning of the day?
Well, I wake up and I brush my teeth and I make my bed and I get my kids ready for school and then I kiss my wife and I go to work. So
nice.
I don't quite clearly know what he means by that, but if he was to elaborate more clearly, maybe he's a black in disguise because he don't even know how to ask a question correctly.
Yeah, he might be a black in disguise. You may be right. All right, Ryan, take care, sir.
You have a great day, Hake.
You as well. Bye. Over on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report, Popcorn says, last one. Popcorn. Do you think that the type of discourse that the Great White Hope has ushered in via his use of social media, particularly on Truth Social, will be the new norm, quote unquote, with respect to the way that presidents get their message out to the people in real time? Here's one example. And he shares a Truth Social post that I opened up. I predict, says Trump, that that quote unquote representative, Thomas Massie, will go down as the worst Republican congressman in the long and fabled history of the United States Congress. Oh, sorry. Even worse than that crazy Liz Cheney, crying Adam Kinzinger, and Marjorie Traitor Brown. Remember, green turns to brown under stress. They're all misfits and losers. But Massie, who is running against a great American patriot in the Kentucky primary, will hopefully lose big. I love Kentucky. President Donald J. Trump. I'll hit like and I'll bookmark it. Okay, I'm not an "oh, that's mean" type of person, says Popcorn, but it is true that we haven't seen prior presidents openly name call and put out random blasts of whoever they're thinking at the time on social media before. Even spur-of-the-moment pseudo-policy announcements. It's something to see. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Parentheses. Random capitalizations abound. Or are they random? I don't think that they're secret messages, but I don't know that they're necessarily full-blown random. But I get your point. Do you think this style of communication will be the new norm for presidents moving forward? I think we've become so desensitized to it, but do you think this is the way forward? On a side note, on the brown part, feels kind of lame. If you have to explain the bit, it's probably not that good. You may be right on that, Popcorn. I don't know. I chuckled. You heard me laugh out loud, but I'm already on Trump's side, if you will. I know not supposed to be, but you mentioned Trump, and my heart lights up. My countenance lights up. Anyway, I don't see presidents doing this. Some may, but remember Marco Rubio in 2016 when he was on the debate stage and tried to be Trump at Trump? It just didn't come out. Or Marco Rubio wasn't being himself, and it just didn't work. Trump can do it because that's Trump. He's always been that way. He was that way before being president, and he's that way as president. And it's just, and it is promoting that, oh, there's a primary. He didn't even really mention the great American patriot. Who is he running against? It's kind of clever. So he's led by the Spirit. No one knows where it comes from or where it is going. Popcorn. Do you think that applies? You know, Jesus said, the Spirit, you must be born again of water and spirit, something like that. And he told Nicodemus, the wind blows wherever it goes. You don't know where it's come from and where it's going. So it is with the Spirit, and so it is with Trump. I don't know. But I'm fine with it. CSAL. Hake, you've been cracking yourself up all morning, LOL, and that shirt ain't it. This bright green shirt. You don't think it suits me? You don't think it's part of my colors, CSAL? That shirt. Yeah, I'm not for cracking myself up too much. It's not right. I got to be better. All right. We have 2 minutes to go here. Plus or minus, right? Yep. And I want to get to Rick in Hampton, VA, though, just for a second here. Rick, I'm glad you called. Thank you for holding. What's up, man?
What's going on, Brother James?
Not much. Hanging out.
Man, hanging out. Man, what was the last caller that just called?
Ryan in Illinois. He wanted us to come together, such a black term, and make things better for everybody.
You know, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I ain't got a problem with that.
Right.
The only issue I always have is blacks always, and people come up and say, oh, the white man stole everything he got. But yet, every time when the Europeans left, then black people come in and be more dictators than the French was. And they never mention that. You ever notice that?
Who's the bigger dictator?
Let's say Haiti. Haiti ran France out of there, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then guess what? At once
they're
they ran
worse
France
than
out of there.
The French. That's true, man.
Exactly. And
Rick,
more dictators have came up. Was that?
I gotta head out, sir.
Shoot. Okay, James. Appreciate you, man. But
I appreciate you.
But real quick, if I can say it real quick, is that once they call themselves getting rid of the Europeans, they come out being bigger dictators than the Europeans was when they left.
So true, man.
They do it today. They taking all the resources, save it for themselves, make bad business deals for the country, and oppress the people.
Yeah.
How can they mention that? That's
Good
worse
question.
They still doing it. They did it in the past, and they're doing it in the present as we speak.
Take care,
and
Rick.
no one will address that. You too. Thanks, James. Be blessed.
You as well. And with that, y'all, peace in the Middle East, or at least in your hearts. Adios, America. Bye.